The good news is that you are never going to find what you think you're looking for. That is extremely good news, and it's in fact very liberating. It doesn't sound like it is, but let me explain and you'll understand. You think that what you want is a thing, love, joy, peace, enlightenment, bliss, whatever. And you're trying to reach it. And you're trying to find the technique, the discipline, the teacher, the knowledge that will get you there. And you are suffering that you can't get there. It's been years. And the joy, where is the joy? Where is the bliss? You get glimpses, with psychedelics and medicines, and you're like, oh, I see it, but it's unattainable. And that is very, very frustrating. But here's the thing. The solution is not getting there. The solution is realizing that what you're actually trying to attain, what you actually need to fix, the only thing that's wrong is the consciousness, the perception, the cognition that I am not well and I need to achieve better. That's the problem. I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but that's exactly what I'm saying. You are present continuous tense well. It is not an event. It is not a state. Well, it is not an experience. It doesn't begin and end. It's not like, oh, I attain wellness. It's not a goal or a reward. Well is what you are, right? If I try to convince sunlight that it is light, it would seem, it wouldn't make sense. Why is sunlight looking for light? What you are, the nature of what you are, is not this body, not this brain. You are consciousness. You are awareness. You are life. Life is alive. Light is bright. Spirit is divine. That is literally what you are. You're complete. You are satisfied. That is literally what I know it's not your experienced reality, but your nature, not something that you train yourself to become, not something that you achieve. Your nature is fine, undamaged, unworried, connected, just simply content and okay. But what happens is that whatever, a specific event or just lifing, you forget that. A fragment, a little tiny, limited, not fully blossomed part of you steps forward and decides that it's going to figure out life. It's going to protect you. It's going to lead you. And in so doing, you start to identify with that part of you. You start to identify with the part of you that is ambitious to fix or ambitious to achieve. And that part of you is also the part of you that's saying, I'm not well, but it's okay. I'll figure it out. I'm broken, but I'll fix it. And that part of you becomes disconnected. It starts to blind you from the actual fact that you're well. That is what the trauma is. Trauma is forgetting that you are well. And now that you've forgotten that you're well, you're like, okay, I am not well. Wellness is external to me and I must achieve it. How do I achieve it? Strategy. Step 1, step 2, step 3. It's so well intentioned. It is so well intentioned, but because it is the experience of being separate from your wellness, it cannot actually realize that you are well or tell you how to get back to wellness. So your problem is not that that you don't have wellness and you don't know where to find it or you can't achieve it. Your problem is that you are existing, identified in a state of consciousness that is not able to experience wellness. And when you have it, when you meditate, when you start the spiritual process, you start to get frustrated because you're not achieving what you think you want. But when you really think about it, what you think you want is part of the illusion, right? It is that part of you that says, I am not well, that now identifies goals that it has to get to. And these goals are not really possible. They're not the real goal. Even if you could attain them, they're not really what you want. They're part of the illusion. And that can be anything from I want enlightenment to I want bliss to I want joy. Because again, the part of you that you've been in for so long, the the restricted consciousness, the fearful consciousness, the unsatisfied consciousness is always going to say, no, I'm looking for more. So if I ask you, what are you looking for? You're going to say, I'm looking for joy. And I'm like, okay, what is joy? Or what is bliss? And bliss, you're going to think in your mind that it's something like, when you come home from a long day's work and your dog meets you at the door and he's wagging his tail so hard that his body is like twisting in half, and he's just like so happy. That is what you think. You're like, okay, after years and years of meditation and practicing, I should be that level of happy. But I'm not that level of happy. Therefore, I am not happy. There is no joy, there is no bliss. Same goes for everything. Same goes for peace. If I ask you, are you looking, and you say you're looking for peace, and I say, well, what is peace? You think peace is this state of, I'm just so peaceful, and I feel like, there's peace on earth and there's peace in humanity. It's not, whatever it is, whether it's love, peace, joy, none of those things are spikes. None of them are, woohoo, I am achieving love. My heart is bursting with love. I feel romantic style love for everybody. And when I see humanity, I feel like crying. Those things do happen. They happen in moments. Your heart becomes open to them when your heart was closed to that for decades. But those things are not the sustained state that you're looking for. And the act of looking for that sustained state is preventing you from experiencing the truth of what is actually the goal. The goal is not to be that puppy wagging his tail uncontrollably. The goal is to be, well, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. Nothing is wrong. I told this metaphor recently, but I'll go back to it again. Imagine you are hiking through the woods and you get lost. You're not exactly sure where you are. You're tired. You're hungry. You've run out of water. You've run out of food. Your backpack is heavy. Your feet hurt. Your shoes are starting to give you blisters. It is getting to be dark. The bugs are coming out. It's getting cold. It's raining. You are miserable. You are worried. You are worried about the people who are worried about you because you haven't come home yet. And you're miserable because there's physical pain. There's discomfort. There's worry. All these things are suffering. And if at some point suddenly you see a light in the distance, you realize, oh, there's a cabin there. You go up, friendly person, very nice, calls you in, come in, please have a shower. Here's some dry clothes. Here's a warm blanket. Here's a cup of tea. You are well, right? You are well, not because you have wonderful things. Because if the cabin was actually a mansion that you knocked on, and if the shower was a fancy shower, and if the blanket was an expensive blanket, and if the tea was a very large cup of tea, you wouldn't be more happy. You wouldn't hit a state of bliss and be like, oh my God, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. No, you would still be well, because the wellness is not, I have acquired something that has given me a peak of good feeling. The wellness is, I have lost, I have gotten rid of, I have let go of what was causing me to suffer. I am no longer physically tired. I'm no longer worried. I'm no longer the mental chatter, if you're lost, you're going to die. That chatter has left. The discomfort in my skin, I'm wet, I'm cold, this is dirty, I want to sleep, I'm tired. That ewiness has left. That is, when that leaves, it takes you back to the state of I am well, I am fine, all is well, I am content. And you know what? That is bliss. I know the word bliss has become in sort of everyday language. It's like, oh, I'm having the best ice cream in the world. This is bliss. No, bliss is not your puppy wagging its tail crazily when you come home. Bliss is your cat sitting in a beam of sunlight and just being like, that's it. That's it. The little purr of contentment, the little I am sleeping without a worry in the world. That is bliss. That's bliss. And we hit it. You know, we're doing our lives, we're going on our spiritual journey, we're letting go of the intense pain and trauma, and we're meditating so that we become comfortable in the state of our existence, the state of being what we are. And we hit that spot. There's nothing actively wrong. We're sleeping well, we're not worried, we're not constantly anxious. We're not bitter, grieving. There's the voice in our head is no longer what we pay attention to. And even when we do pay attention to it, that voice is not constantly miserable and suffering. And we are okay existing. We are okay in the moment. We're okay in our skin. We're okay just being. We're okay not necessarily talking. We're not okay not necessarily consuming. We're just okay. Nothing's missing, nothing's needed. Everything's fine. Things are going on, you know, the kids got to sort themselves out, and I'm not really sure about this job or if I'm going to get another job or whatever. Things are going on. It's fine. I haven't figured out every single microscopic detail of life, but you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm washing the dishes. I'm looking out the window. Life is good. I'm laying on my bed at night and I don't really need anything. I pray to the greater thing in the universe and I don't necessarily ask for anything. All I really want to say is thank you. That's it. And that's the state right there. That is allowing yourself to be as you are, to not to and to enjoy the bliss of not suffering. There is nothing wrong in this moment. That is what we're looking for. But the ego is the state of being separate from that. So at first the ego says, you are not well, you are actively suffering, things are so bad, so bad, so bad. And then you start to say, okay, I'm going to start seeking, I'm going to become spiritual, I'm going to go through therapy, I'm going to develop a meditation habit. And then the ego turns into what you call a spiritual ego. So then it says, I am seeking to become better. I am seeking peace. I am seeking, and then it even creates this big thing that it knows it's not going to attain. And it's like, I'm seeking enlightenment. I need to go and isolate myself in a cave or an ashram somewhere for decades and decades and decades. And maybe after several lifetimes, I will attain enlightenment. And I'm not saying that, enlightenment doesn't exist. I'm just saying, why is that your goal exactly? Because the sense of I am separate from where I need to be is making you even more separate from where you need to be by making the goal massive. That's it. That's it. And now it makes you seek and seek and seek and seek, and then makes you feel crappy because you're like, oh, this isn't working. This isn't working. It's not working because the consciousness, it does not want to experience I am well. It does not want to let go and say, oh, I am here and I am fine here and it is done. I have stopped seeking. I am home. It doesn't want to put down the map or the GPS or the compass or whatever and say, I'm home. I am here. The place I'm looking for is right here, right now. So what do? This is a sort of a catch-22. Like, okay, so if you don't do spirituality, you'll be suffering. But if you do spirituality, you'll never reach the goal. How do I fix this? You have to understand that your goal is not to hit some sort of big moment. The enlightenment, the psychedelic trip, or the sustained psychedelic state, or extreme happiness, or glowing peace or tearful love. Like, that's not what your goal is. Your goal is to shift your consciousness, or to shift your awareness, to another state of consciousness. Your goal is to move from that little tiny fragment of a consciousness that says, I'm alone. I don't know what to do. I need to figure this out. To shift away from that and to shift to, I am. I am as large and as full and as complete as I ever have been. I am well. I am not alone. I am not broken. All is well. All is well. This moment is fine. There's nothing wrong in this moment. The next moment will come when it comes. I'm good. So that needs to become your goal, not some sort of experience that you've sort of created in your head as your goal. Your goal needs to be to shift from the cognition, the consciousness, cognition, awareness, I am not well, to the cognition, I am well. So what you have to start doing counterintuitively is to start being okay as you are. Isn't that a paradox? It is the state of saying right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, I am well. It is telling your fight or flight response, stand down. It is telling your nervous system, shh, it's okay, everything's fine, everything's fine. It is telling your mind, hey, what are you doing? What are you trying to plan? What are you trying to fix? Relax. Have a seat, have a cup of tea, relax. It's being here in your body, feeling that weird feeling of, I don't like being here in my body right now. And saying, but wait, here is where I am. Here is not scary. Here is peaceful. I am well. And I do not even need to escape this moment. Oh, wow. I really like being here. This is lovely. I'm not in danger. I'm not broken. I'm not stained. When you allow one moment of being okay right now, it leads to a cascading blossoming of your consciousness of, you become aware of a blossomed state of consciousness, and you go, wait a minute. I am right now okay. I am beautiful. I am perfect. I am unbroken. And then, because this is awareness shifting, right? So you're like, I'm aware of suffering. I'm aware that I suck and life is awful. And then you meditate, you come into presence and you go, oh, I'm aware of life is great and I'm fine. And that awareness, when it is finished, its 10 minutes of meditation, goes back, it gets pulled back to the narrative of the mind. And the mind goes, right, okay, so that 10 minutes of meditation, that was great. Let's go back to you're not okay. You are not okay. And the moment you go back, you're like, okay, whatever. You're used to it. So you continue to live there. And then you meditate the next day. And then you come back to the mind and you go, what is this? What is this mind thing? And why is it saying this? And after a while, after a sustained discipline of doing this meditation, you come back to the mind, and you go, I don't know, this mind thing, it's saying something, but my experienced truth is that that is not true. I am this. I am the wellness. And then when you come back and you start to identify and pay attention and be aware of the mind and the pain and the trauma, you go, wait a minute, what exactly is this thing that why is this mesmerizing me? Why is this hypnotizing me? Why is this preventing me from the wellness? I like that wellness. The thing that I was creeped out about and running away from, turns out I actually like that. I want to meditate again, and I want to meditate longer. And you know what? It turns out that I'm not even going to call it meditating. I'm going to call that how I am. And I want to be that way all the time. And then as the sense of I am separate, I am vulnerable, I am wounded, I am broken, I am unworthy comes back to tempt your awareness again, it realizes, oh, I've lost her. She is no longer mesmerizable. And when that day comes, you now return to being this ego mind thing drops its command over you. It puts down the whip and it says, Sorry. And then you pick back up the authority and say, I'm sorry, excuse me. I am in charge. I'm not going to listen to everything that you say. The mind and the ego are tools that are here for a purpose and they serve me. And I will wield those tools in order to live a life that I want to live. It's a beautiful process. And it's not going to come by by listening to the thin little layer of your consciousness that says you're still not well. You're still not well. It's going to come by surrendering, by visiting the larger, more blossomed, more beautiful part of your consciousness that is well, allowing yourself to feel that, surrendering to the experience of that and say, you know what, I think I'm okay feeling this. Then you remember that that is actually how you are. That's liberation. So I hope this was clear. I hope it was inspiring. I know it sounds sucky to say you're never going to get the bliss and joy and whatever you've got concocted in your imagination that you're aiming for. But the beautiful thing about it is that what you do get is better, more persistent, is already there, and requires no effort more than surrendering. So I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.